Alright yo, so in today's video I'm going to be doing a tier list review of every single breathing style currently inside of the game Project Slayer. And I did do this video in the past before, but now I'm going to do an updated version because it has been quite a long time. And my opinion on some of these breathing styles has changed a bit, I think. But it's going to be pretty simple as you can understand. The best breathing styles go to S tier and the worst ones go to D tier. And in the future I'm probably going to make this video again when the new update comes out with the new storm breathing, love breathing, and possibly sub breathing being added. But I guess we're just going to have to wait and see for that. But keep in mind, before I get triggered about my opinion, bro, keep in mind this is just my opinion. This is not about PvP. This is not about anything. It's not about PvE. This is just about when I had the breathing style, my personal experience, and how I thought about it. But without any further ado, let's get right into the video. Alright, bro, so in the first side of the tier list, bro, we have snow breathing. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, I'm gonna keep this short and subtle. I think snow breathing is probably one of the worst. I don't know about worst, that seems really harsh. I just personally don't like it a lot, to be honest. When it came out, it was kind of a lackluster because it literally made no sense to be added. It was kind of just like a filler breathing style to be added to build up the number, but I don't know, bro. It's also not a canon breathing style, which is fine. It's just, I don't know. I feel like if they were gonna choose anything that's not canon, they could have chose something way better instead of adding snow breathing, in my opinion. And as well as that, bro, anytime I ever play PvP or been with any other players, I never see anybody using snow breathing ever. So overall, if I'm gonna bro, I don't want to do this, but I feel like none of these breathing styles down there belong in D tier, so I feel like something has to be down there, so I'm gonna leave snow breathing in there for now. You know, if my opinion changes, I'll change it, but for now I'm leaving it right there. So snow breathing, you belong in D tier as of right now. Alright, yo, so the next breathing style on the tier list is water breathing, as well as being Gyu Tomioka, the water pillar's main breathing style. I bring up Gyu in this conversation because I feel like Gyu is way more oriented in this game than Tanjiro, because, you know, you have his sword in the game. To get water breathing, you have to fight Gyu Tomioka and all these other things. It's all revolved around Gyu and not Tanjiro, which makes sense to considering that he is the Hashira, he is the water master. But despite that, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I had a pretty good opinion on water breathing. I actually do think it's really good. Water breathing has really good attacks. They're not all really easy to predict. Some of them are really easy to predict, but even when you do predict them, they block break you or you still get stunned. And water breathing, for what I've seen personally and for what's been used against me in the game, bro, it is one of the craziest things to use for combos in the game. Now, to be fair, I haven't used water breathing in quite some time, but last time I used it and it was used against me, like I just said, it was, oh my god, it was a nightmare. Like, bro, I would get up after being shot like 5 feet in the distance, and I would get hit with a waterfall basin, then a water palpation, whatever they type, bro. It was a non-stop barrage of just water moves. Like, the base damage for water breathing is actually pretty decent, but if you have good buffs and you're wearing good gear, it actually gets even better. So as for water breathing, I'm gonna have to put it, it's definitely not A tier. It's not C tier, so I'm gonna put water breathing in a humble, solid B tier right there. Like, it's a good breathing style. It's not the best, it's not the worst, it's not super bad, it's not super good, but it's good. It's a good breathing style to have. So yeah, I'm gonna leave water breathing at B tier. Alright, the next breathing style we have on the tier list is Inosuke Hashibira's beast breathing. As you might know already, bro, Inosuke Hashibira is the only beast breather in Demon Slayer history, period. He's the only one. Like, Inosuke really sat there and created his own breathing style by mistake, bro, because you know he didn't do it on purpose. Like, bro, you can't tell me that this baby right here made a whole breathing style by himself, dude. Like, come on. But minus all that, bro, my opinion on beast breathing is it's alright. Like, it's not the best, it's also not good, but it's alright. I would not say it's better than water breathing purely because a lot of the attacks are so easy to predict what they're gonna do, and they're just so easy to dodge. Especially beast breathing's ultimate, when you do the beast charge where you have to like run into the person and throw them in the air. It literally has an entire animation where you have to run up to somebody and hit them with it, and it's just so easy to dodge out of the way from. Even though you can't block the attack because it makes sense, it's an ultimate, you can still get out of the way pretty easily. But in terms of the attacks are actually not that bad. They're a little basic, obviously, because it's not like a super flashy breathing style, but they're not too bad. Some of the attacks are a bit ranged. As you can see, you could throw your swords and stuff like that and other things in there, but most of the attacks are just, I don't know, they're just not doing it for me. And in my personal experience of using beast breathing, because I used beast breathing for months, it was really good for combos against NPCs, but when you go to PvP, yeah, you're not doing anything against someone with freaking shockwave, bro. You're gonna get folded. Even though the breathing style is still pretty mid, they still went all out for the breathing style. They added a new boss, they added an entire new area dedicated to Inosuke, they added his grip, his helmet, bro. They added everything revolving around Inosuke into the game. The only thing I wish they would have added into the game was Inosuke's spatial awareness, bro. That would have been so cool. Because literally what his spatial awareness does, it just lets him see everything for miles. As you can see right here on screen, bro, it's literally OP. So because of that and a couple other things, I'm gonna have to put Inosuke's in B tier because I think it's also pretty good, but it's not better than water breathing in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna be leaving beast breathing at a solid B tier. Alright, y'all, for the next breathing style of the video, we have Muichiro Tokito's Mist Breathing. Now, I'm gonna just say this one straight up boldly, bro. Mist Breathing is one of the best breathing styles in the game. I don't care what anybody says, bro. It has speed, it has power, bro. All the attacks are, some of the attacks are ranged. It's just, bro, it's so cool to use. Like, bro, one of the attacks basically grants you invisibility. You literally can't see inside of this freaking ball of mist. You can't see anything. Not to mention that it's a little similar to instant breathing in terms of, like, there's a lot of lunge attacks, but there's also attacks where you jump into the air and you shoot projectiles. And there's just a bunch of, bro, it's such a good style. Mist breathing is also another breathing style that I had for probably 2 months, and the entire time I had it, I really did enjoy it, bro. Like, I literally made multiple videos of me with mist breathing in it. It might not have a special ultimate attack like some of these other breathing styles do, but it still compensates with that, with having a bunch of attacks and a lot of them being pretty good. And the damage for this one is actually really good by itself. And if you have buffs like the mist breathing necklace and other things that Muichiro has, bro, it's just actually OP. And not to mention, the mist breathing sword is just so sleek and fire, bro. It just looks so cool to me. And as well as that, they actually added mist breathing before it was fully animated anyway. So they were kind of just making these attacks on the spot based off manga panels, and I think they did a really good job. And I think they actually made them pretty accurate compared to the anime. Now, I have seen a couple of people use this in PvP. It's definitely not the most used in PvP, but it's definitely, I've seen my fair share. And I'm not gonna lie, bro, this move with combos is insane. So after all that glazing, I'm gonna have to put mist breathing at an A tier, bro. It's the first A tier of the video. Sorry, sorry you, sorry Inosuke, sorry whatever your name is, bro. Muichiro, I'm glazing today, bro. It's a good breathing style. So yeah, I'm gonna have to leave Muichiro Tokito's mist breathing at A tier. Alright, y'all, for the next breathing style of the video, we have the one and only donut whoa. Alright, y'all, so for the next breathing style of the video, we have the one and only Rengoku Chojiro's flame breathing. I'm not gonna lie, bro, I really did enjoy flame breathing, bro. It was really cool breathing style. It was unique, and it has a really cool purgatory cutscene. It was taken straight out of the movie, and bro, they did a pretty good job integrating it into Project Slayers, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think they just did a really good job with integrating breathing styles that were only in Mugen Train into the game. They just make them look pretty good based on the movie. All flame breathing attacks were high damage attacks, as well as that they also had burn damage. So this is one of the highest damage dealing breathing styles in the game. But there are some flaws. It is a pretty slow breathing style, and some of the attacks are pretty easy to avoid because they're just kind of slow. Just like inside breathing, a lot of the attacks are pretty predictable to like you telegraph a lot when you have flame breathing. There are definitely some fast attacks in there, like this attack right here and this attack right here, like the purgatory attack, but some of them are just really easy to avoid in my opinion. But like I said, it does compensate for that with the damage it does deal. As well as that, bro, if you're a max level demon slayer and use purgatory, bro, you're going to do an absurd amount of damage. Now, in terms of using it in PvP or PvE, PvE is actually, you know, most of them are pretty good. You can get away with using any breathing style in PvE because it's pretty simple against AI, but when you go to PvP, that's a whole different ball game, bro. In my personal experience, I almost never see breathing styles like flame breathing being used in PvP ever because the attacks are just kind of slow. While I wouldn't necessarily say they're hard to combo chain, there's just a lot of better alternatives for combos inside of the game than flame breathing. But a saving grace it does have, once again, is the burn damage, which does an absurd amount of damage if you're like high level with good buffs. It just does good damage, but I don't know if that's enough to save it for being used all the time. Some of the drawbacks are some of the attacks are kind of, they're kind of slow and they're easy to avoid, but other than that, it's pretty good. So with that being said, I'm going to have to put flame breathing in B tier, but not just regular B tier. I'm going to put it behind water breathing because I don't think it's better than water breathing, but it's definitely better than beast breathing. Sorry, Inosuke, bro. You don't gotta get mad, but I definitely think Rengoku's better. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave Rengoku's flame breathing in B tier. Alright, for the next one of the video, we have Sanemi's wind breathing. And before I get into this one, bro, this one's a little bit controversial for me, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So a little bit of backstory. I recently uploaded a YouTube short saying that wind breathing was mid to say the least. And the amount of comments I got saying how good wind breathing is and how bad I missed on that take, I don't know, bro. It made me rethink my decisions. Because I would usually think that wind breathing was not that good. Because last time I had it, it was a pretty mid attack. The damage wasn't that high. I mean, the combos were alright because it has a lot of wind combos and it throws people around a lot and it has good range attacks. But the last time I had it, it just wasn't that good. It wasn't doing it for me personally. Now, I can't speak for the current state of wind breathing because I have not had wind breathing in quite some time. But last time I had it, like I said, it wasn't that great. But due to all these comments, bro, I can't put it in the bad spot because clearly I'm just missing out. But besides that, wind breathing does not have any animation-based attacks like purgatory or like anything else like the sound breathing one. Keep in mind, yeah, wind breathing has never been animated before. So all the attacks you're seeing inside of Project Slayers are based off of manga panels. So they're already, you got to give them credit for that because they're working off of basically their imagination, how they think the attacks are going to work because it's just in pages right now. It hasn't actually been physically animated yet. So I gotta give credit where credit is due for creativity. But all in all, even if people are saying it's good, I still don't know personally if it would be my first, second, or third choice. Now I can see why people say it's good. Like I just named a couple reasons why. It has good range attacks, it has good combo centers, and a lot of the attacks are wind based, so it sends people flying around. But still, I just haven't had it enough, and I haven't used it enough to make a good opinion to say it's goated. So for the first time in this video, sorry Sanemi, bro, don't put anybody in a box, don't stab me in a box, bro, but I'm gonna have to put you in C, bro. It's a humble C though. It's not gonna be a bad C as in like a 70, you know. It's not gonna be like a 65 grade. It's gonna be like a 70 right here. But yeah, I'm gonna have to leave Sonami's wind breathing at C tier. Alright, y'all, so for the next part of the video, we have Shinobu Kocho's insect breathing. So I'm not gonna lie, I haven't had insect breathing in quite some time. It's definitely been like a long couple months. But back in the beginning, when the game was still a little bit new, a little bit before update 1.5, I did have insect breathing for quite some time. And let's just say I grinded the hell out of this breathing, so I use it all the time because I thought it was great for combos, which it is great for combos, but it's also, you know, it's not the greatest for damage. Unless you have Shinobu's sword, which is pretty hard to get if you don't have it already. It's kind of mid, to be honest. The damage is not all there unless you have poison boost, which you only get with Shinobu's sword. So I don't know, bro. But a lot of attacks in insect breathing are actually pretty cool in my opinion. Insect breathing was one of the first attacks in the game. Insect breathing is one of the first breathing styles in the game back when it first came out to actually have a barrage style move. The only other breathing style in the game at the time that had a barrage was lightning. The Caprice reminds me too much of Waterfall Basin and other things like that. There's just so many attacks in this game that remind me of other moves, but I can't say that because Caprice is straight out of the anime, bro, so I can't even say it's copy paste. But yeah, they did a pretty good job of implementing it into the game. You know, they took Caprice straight from the anime, like I just said, from this scene right here. A lot of the other attacks are also from Hinokami Chronicles, the Demon Slayer game, like the barrage moves and all a bunch of other crap in here. But yeah, overall, in terms of the way it looks, it's actually pretty cool, despite the fact that it doesn't have any cool animations. But in terms of PvP and PvE, I'm not gonna lie, there's definitely better alternatives for PvE, because this is actually one of the few of the attacks and breathing styles that I've seen that is not the greatest for PvE, because it's not a super high damage dealing breathing style. But yeah, all in all, I'm not gonna lie, the attacks look pretty cool, the speed of the attacks are cool, the cooldowns are right, but I'm not gonna lie, the damage is not the greatest. So with that being said, I'm going to have to put insect breathing above wind breathing, because of personal opinion, because I liked it way more than wind breathing. I'm gonna have to put it at the top of C tier. Something's telling me to put insect breathing at B tier, but something in my brain just telling me not to put it up here. But yeah, I'm gonna leave Shinobu Kocho's insect breathing at a humble C tier. Alright, for the next breathing style of the video, I've been waiting for this one. This is Tengen Uzui's sound breathing. And I think you can already assume where I'm going to put this. You know, I'm not even going to... let's just cut to things. I'm putting this at S tier, bro. I do not care. Sound breathing, in my opinion, is the best breathing style in the game. I don't care what anybody says. In my opinion, it is the best one. Like, bro, me personally, I think they did a great job animating how it looked in the show, bro. Because as you can see, bro, this looks crazy. And I think they did a pretty good job implementing that into Project Slayers. Before we get into anything else, let's get into the PvP/PvE. The PvE for sound breathing, I'm not going to lie, it's not the greatest I've ever seen, but it is pretty good considering that a lot of the attacks are explosive based, their time. It also has one of those attacks that's like kind of like misbreathing, where you can go invisible and hide in it, and it also has an explosion. So in a way, that attack is actually the same as misbreathing, but it's better because it can actually deal damage as well. It also has some semi-range attacks where you can kind of throw your sword like a spear and pull someone towards you, which is pretty cool. And it has a really cool barrage animation as well. And not to mention, bro, the swords in this game for sound breathing are just so unique, just like how they are in the real Demon Slayer. They're nothing like anybody else's sword, because you already know, bro, Tengen's got to be the most flashy person anywhere, so he has to just be unique, bro. And I think they made sound breathing inside of Project Slayers just as unique as it needed to be. So anywhere around, I really can't find any negatives to think about sound breathing, bro. I'm gonna be honest, because I still use sound breathing till this day in Project Slayers, and I still can't think of any negatives, bro. I've had it for a long time now, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm leaving this right here, bro. I am keeping sound breathing at humble S tier. Alright, y'all, for last but not least breathing style of the video, Zenitsu Agatsama's thunder breathing. Now I know back in Project Slayer's heyday, back when the game first came out, this was the most OP breathing style in the game. It was fast, it was powerful, and it was just, bro, it was like impossible to fight against. They literally made memes about how brain dead thunder breathing was in Project Slayers, bro. But obviously now as the game progressed and it gotten older, people just don't really use thunder breathing anymore. Not to say that it's bad, just that it's kind of extinct and it's kind of just irrelevant now. As well as that, every attack for thunder breathing, I'm pretty sure, is straight from the Hinokami Chronicles game, if I'm not mistaken. So every move that's in Hinokami Chronicles is inside of Project Slayers. But like I said, it's been a really long time since I've seen thunder breathing used in PvP. But from what I remember, bro, it was pretty broken, bro. Like I remember when the game first came out, if you had the Agatsuma clan, which gave you Godspeed, on top of having thunder breathing, you could literally do the most broken combos and kill someone without them even hitting you. Now I don't know if you can still do that anymore. I don't know if they've patched it or nerfed it since then. I haven't checked, but I don't know, bro. I'd only assume they've nerfed it by now. The drip for thunder breathing is okay. Like Zenitsu's however is alright. The sword is cool, it has a cool effect, but I don't really like the way it looks, to be honest. And yeah, it's just it's all around, it's kind of just meh in my opinion now. So I'm not gonna put it in C tier, but I'm definitely gonna be putting it at the bottom of B tier, because it's not, I wouldn't say it's a bad breathing style, but it's not the greatest, but it's definitely cool to use. So with that being said, I'm going to be putting thunder breathing at C tier, because I just feel like it's in a good spot there. Alright, y'all, I came back, and just like I told you guys, I told you that I was gonna come back at some point to just change something around. And now that I thought about it, I think I want to put water breathing in A tier, because I actually think it's a pretty good breathing style now that I thought back on it. But yeah, I'm officially changing water breathing from B tier to A tier. It's definitely not better than mist breathing, but it's definitely up there. But alright, yo, that's gonna conclude my video on rating every single Project Slayer's breathing style in a tier list. But now, please don't get triggered, guys. This was only my opinion based on just my personal experience with every single breathing style in the game. But do comment down below your opinions and what you think about it. But please just remember it's my opinion. But without any further ado, I'm gonna have you guys to like this video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and join the Discord link in the description. But without any further ado, I'm gonna see you all later.